We transform each and every day. And as always, I have a squad of transformers on deck to help deliver the message. And today, I have a lot of the seekers out. Starscream, Hot Links, Thundercracker here in the back, and Blitzwing and Astro Train are also flyers. But the seekers of truth, seekers of whatever it is, the answers, seeking the answers. And speaking of that kind of dynamic, today's card from the deck is none other than Reiki, the air elemental Jin, one of Fancy's father's four guardians. Here's a statue I just finished touching up. I just put holes in the back to add all those extra feathers that I had left over from my dream catcher that I made, and I kind of stuck him right up in the clay right there to give it that look of all these different varieties of birds. So as we get into it, Reiki is pretty much, get some light on the subject here. There we go. Reiki represents the air element, like I stated before, but this is also communication. This is the way we speak. So this is language. And as his name suggests, with the Reiki, if any Reiki masters are watching, there's a lot of symbols that are used uh, intuitively, mentally while we're doing our practice, right? uh Reiki also represents those symbols. So this is also the written language. This is writing, this is any form of communication. But low key, this card has a very dry wit associated with it, almost cynical. If you think of a more logical kind of individual or characteristics of an individual. But his entire body is made up of many different forms of the bird life, which are also the messengers. But his body is that of a griffin. So he's got four eyes at the top. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll just pull out the big guy because I got him out. But this is that quality of air, breathing techniques, speech, very good to have during something like a Mercury retrograde. You know what I mean? Let me get this light on. This shit is not helping the way I want it to. Forgive that, y'all. But like I was saying, this form of communication comes in many different ways. With all of with the other three elemental jinn that he's accompanied with as Fancy's father's guardian, um, it's a twofold system with the duality that you can tap into. On one end, it is the light and breezy, airy communication, very, it could be very flirtatious, but very witty, like I said before, very uh, much on the snapback tip where you don't have to wait to say something. You know what I mean? It's like one of those days where I wish I had said that when I was there. Kind of no. This is on on site, basically. But on the other end, the destructive capabilities of Reiki, whirlwinds, hurricanes, tornadoes, things of that nature, things used to tear things down. So, as one of his guardians, as one of Fancy's father's guardians, he provides both elements to the magician or whoever the practitioner is that pulls this card. But there is very much the healing aspect first and foremost with the Reiki. And this is not also done through the touch. This is done mentally as well, because as you know, the art of Reiki, you can send energy over vast distances. This is nothing more than a meditation of sending love out into the world. So it's touching without touching. You know what I'm saying? But even just the feel of the wind against your skin, these different elements, it's like these might be markers or points for some sort of download or information being conveyed. So that is the basic on Reiki, the air gen elemental. And the thing about Reiki is, it's probably better I show you than I tell you. Give me 1 second, people. And if you have any questions or comments about any of the cards or the one that we're dealing with during these days of cataloging the meanings of Fancy's deck as we move forward, feel free to reach out or add on in the comments. This deck is not made solely for this time era that we're living in. It's more of a documentation for the future. So with that being said, this is the original piece for Reiki. Let me turn my camera around. Let me say. Which was done on 2 boards, not one. So the picture that you're seeing on the cards is actually 2 poster boards. He was the only one that came through. And I might add that even though they appear one way, they might take the form of another. Good example is Tantra. She's probably one of the only jinn that will appear as a female always, but there's very masculine and feminine quality associated with most of all of these elemental jinn. So I hope you've enjoyed today's breakdown of Reiki, and I hope you're enjoying Scorpio season, where we are definitely diving real deep into the underworld until we get into Sagittarius season, which will bring about, when we come out of that underworld energy, we're going to be redefining our philosophy. We may be seeking higher education. These are the cards from yesterday. See, there's Mosaic. He's the earth elemental associated with Fancy's father, and the ultraviolet dragon, which is a very interesting card for this time as well. This popped up in the reading yesterday about keeping an eye and being mindful to protect that which is sacred to you until it has taken form. And I think this is really, it is giving the feeling of what is going on now. And having a conversation with a good friend yesterday, it was one of those things where it's when things appear that they're not moving at all, hence the embryo in an egg or a child in the womb. When you think things are not moving, things are actually very much in motion. But it's that thing of patience and the timing of things, but also knowing the worth and value. So just a little something extra to take with you as you go about your experience. But that'll be it for today. If you like a deck, I still have a few available charging on the altar. And I also am doing and taking on personal commission pieces of art if you choose. All you have to do is contact me here, or better to reach out on Instagram at Phoenix.Nebula.9. Look at that grill piece. You know, it's a beautiful one. But I also got the big boys out too. So a lot of energy, a lot of coming together, things with a lot of moving parts. And it's always the small things that make the big difference at the end of the day. You guys have a great one. Take care, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.